So thanks for having me, guys. I'm a little nervous. I talk a lot in front of my phone, but I still get nervous about talking in front of people. So this is gonna be a fun talk, right? I'm just kind of talking about how empowering women in spine is so important, and I think some of the things that we just went through is one of the, huge reasons why. And so that's what I've kind of taken on to doing, kind of by accident, honestly. But let's see, how do I do this? Oh, here. Gotcha. Okay. So I am a Georgia girl, born and raised in Georgia. Went to UGA, MCG, and then I did a short little time at Duke for neurosurgery training. It's the only time I've lived outside of Georgia. And I've been there since 2013. So I'm 10 years into private practice. I don't know how to use a computer. There we go. And yeah, so I think we all have multiple personalities. We are as physicians and as women. For me, obviously, I'm Dr. Grunch. I'm a doctor to many patients in my community. I'm Betsy. I'm a friend. I'm a wife. I am mommy to 2 kids, best kids, and 2 dogs. And of course, Lady Spine Doc on social media. So how did that, obviously I'm here to talk because of that. And how many of you guys are on social media? A show of hands. Almost everybody, right? Most people. Okay. So how many of you guys have seen or know who the Tube Girl is? Anybody? Okay, not many. Maybe some. Okay. All right. So this is kind of a fun thing. So like this happened about a month ago, but this is kind of a woman that became really viral on TikTok for her encouragement and confidence building, and I think it's really transcended across so many people. And I actually learned her name is Sabrina Bowson, but she's actually a law school graduate. She wasn't sure what she wanted to do, and she just got out her cell phone, of course, post stuff on TikTok, but she posted this video. I'm gonna see if it works. Is the sound working?
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, it's just kind of a silly video that she did. And I think it just her dancing in front of, on the London Tube and posted all over social media. And it's kind of funny how it just kind of like took off because she's showing her confidence. Like, I don't care. I'm just posting myself and all these people are watching me. And anyway, so that's kind of how I felt like that I started doing social media, and here's a video I made. But anyway, I think the point is that we have to put ourselves out there and have the confidence to really empower and inspire women, and that's that's what I'm trying to do, both in medicine and on, oh boy. All right, so if you are on social media, your daughters are watching this, or your sons, or whoever, young kids are watching all these people, and this is what is out there. She has millions of followers and people watching her, and you probably know Alex Earl. Who doesn't know Alex Earl? And that's what, there's kids, social media is here to stay, and kids, that's what they watch. Like even, kids, I'm just impressed at how younger and younger they are in watching. So that's when they're on there thinking, what do I want to do when I grow up? I mean, when I grew up, we had like dial-up AOL internet, so I didn't have all this exposure. But it's so much out there, and they're inspired and kind of, influenced, if you will, by so many different things. And I think it's important to know what's out there and to put different things out here. Thank you. That was like one of my most popular videos I ever put up, but it's kind of fun doing that. And I think it's important that all of us kind of do that. We have to put ourselves out there to show. I'm not going to get this, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm stupid. All right, there we go. So what I really want to talk about is being authentic in medicine, and that just kind of like helps you lead a happy life, I think, and that's building a brand. So you know, who you are as a doctor and who you are as a person is your personal brand, and I think, you know, trying to build that is kind of what leads you to have your respect within the community, within your profession, your family. Gives you a sense of personal happiness and fulfillment. And so I'm showing this video why I went into neurosurgery and why I went to spine. And I'm showing this because when I talk about it, I can't really talk about it without tearing up. So I'll just show you guys this.
I'm going to take a few minutes and explain why I went into one of the most competitive fields in medicine. Why would somebody like me want to become a neurosurgeon? It really comes down to me wanting to be just like my mom. She was beautiful and she was a badass. She was a female cop in the 90s, and I just thought that she was just the epitome of cool. She was in the honor guard, she was on the dive team, and then one day, just like that in the middle of the night, everything changed. She was bilingual, so she worked night shift in the hardest part of town. Gang activity in the 90s in that part of town was incredibly high. She saw some people on private property that weren't supposed to be there, so she decided to go check it out. And they shot at her car, and this is what happened. She tried to dodge the bullets and hit a tree and was instantly quadriplegic. I was 14 years old when her neurosurgeon came to us and said that she would never walk again. So my desire to become a neurosurgeon was from that moment forward, in which I wanted to help people just like her. By the way, she's still a badass. This is her carrying the Paralympic torch in the '94 Olympics, and this is her at my wedding. So 28 years later, here I am reaching out on this platform, sharing my story with all you guys, sharing the knowledge that I have learned, and helping people, and that is why I do what I do.
And I think we all have our stories. We don't go into medicine because we don't all have our own story. So that's mine. And my mom was, you know, she was a female cop, and I think female cops at that time were probably rarer than female orthopedic surgeons, and arguably both equally as badass. But yeah, so how do we survive or thrive in a male-dominated field? And I think this is my opinion, but I think there's 3 factors for being successful: finding the right practice, finding the right partner in life, and confidence in yourself. For me, all 3 of those have really led me to build my brand, if you will, and led me to having a successful practice and trying to be a good educator, and most importantly, just being a compassionate human being. Choosing a practice is hard. I mean, I think 50% of people, is that something like that, change their practice within the first year. It was easier for me. I actually joined the practice of the surgeon and became the partner with a guy that saved my mom's life. I wanted to go back home. I wanted to serve the community that I grew up in, and wanted to be close to my family, to raise my family with her, and I'm lucky that it's been the right practice for me, and it's been great. We did go to now Level 1 Trauma Center, so that's kind of sucked, but you know, it's all right. And you know, I think choosing the right partner is really important. For me, I met my husband in residency. Luckily, he decided to go on a date with me when I was on my neurology rotation, and I was working like 40 hours a week, and he didn't know what it was like to be dating a neurosurgeon, so I got him suckered in too without knowing, so that was helpful. But you know, being a woman in medicine, I think, being a woman spine surgeon is so demanding, and trying to find someone, whether that's somebody in medicine or not, to be understanding of that and what we have to do, and if you choose to raise kids, it's hard, and you know, there's ups and downs, and having that open line of communication and having someone that supports you is really hard to find, and very important. And last, you know, confidence. Confidence is really something that it's hard. I think in medicine it's such a toxic training environment. We're all, all those data that we showed about harassment in medicine and in training, and always trying to be told that, maybe feeling like you're not good enough, you're not smart enough to be here, or questioning yourself, happens almost universally across the board, and it can really beat you down. And trying to have confidence in yourself is really hard to build back up. And for me, it was about 5 years into practice where I really felt comfortable with, my skill set, my confidence in recommending that to care to patients, surgeries to patients, and building trust for patients in my recommendations for their care. So authenticity in social media. Why did I start doing this? Well, I feel like when I was, I feel like when you get like 10 year, everybody gets that 10-year itch, right? So I was into practice, and I was just kind of, I don't want to say bored, but I was just like, I felt comfortable with what I was doing, and I wanted to do something else. And so it was during the pandemic, and I love social media anyway. I always post, stuff on my personal Facebook, and I really know how to transcend that into professional, the professional field, I guess. And so I wanted to break the stereotype. I wanted to share my journey. I wanted to inspire people. I wanted to educate, because so many people have back pain, and I feel like hell, even the ER doctors don't even understand how to do a spine workup. And so educating everybody can always be helpful. So that's kind of why I started. My PA and I were sitting in the pandemic in the office, and there was no one coming into the office. If they did, they had ski mask suits, all this crap on. So we're like, all right, we're gonna do some videos. This will be fun. So we did a few videos, and I did this one after I came home last night. It's a horrible video. I'm embarrassed to show it, but I'm gonna show it anyway. And this is the video that made me start doing social media, or seriously. So let's see, I'm off beat already. So, all of you guys have had these questions asked to you, right? So, it's just ridiculous, the stuff people ask. But, so, a lot of people commented, I hope your surgical skills are better than your dance moves. And I hope so too. But anyway, so I just got so much positive feedback over this video from other women physicians and patients. And I was like, okay, well, this seems kind of fun. Maybe I'll, maybe I'll just post a video a day for 3 months. That's my goal. And I went from having 2 followers, which were my mom and my cousin, to 100,000 followers in 3 months. And I was like, holy shit, this is kind of cool. So I just decided I'm gonna do it, and it kind of took a mind of its own. And fast forward 2 years, and I have over 2.5 million followers across all these platforms, and it's kind of been a really surreal experience for me. I actually got to hire my best friend to help me with all of my social media, because this is crazy. I'm a full-time neurosurgeon. I do over 600 cases a year. I operate 4 days a week. I have 3 PAs. I have 2 kids. I have a husband. I'm busy, and trying to do this as a side hustle is really, it's a lot. So I definitely have someone that helps me with that. And I think, if you do have people, and that's whether or not it's patient care or social media, what you put for yourself is a part of you. And so you have to have a team and people you trust to bring across what you want to bring. And so I've been blessed to have such a good team on my side. So why did I choose the name Lady Spine Doc? Obviously I'm a female spine surgeon, but I had this story, so I'm sure many of you have had the same experience. So I was first caring for patients new in town. No one knew who I was. I had this patient with a subdural hematoma come in on call. It's like freaking burr-holes, medical students can do burr-holes. And the patient's family's like, no, we don't want you to do the surgery. We want Dr. Schultz to do it, because I don't know who you are. So that's my older partner. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I put my pride down and I went and asked my partner to do the surgery, and he was like, "This is ridiculous." I'm like, "Yes." And so anyway, he told the family he would, do the surgery, and we did the surgery, and I was just like this, and then this is constant, like early on in practice, this kind of stuff. And I had this one patient's family, I had a burst fracture, so I did a long corpectomy, fusion, and I mean, 5-hour surgery. I was exhausted. I go out and talk to the family, and I walk in to the room, tell them the surgery went great, and think that they're gonna do well. And they were like, "Well, when's the doctor gonna come talk to us?" And I'm like, "That's me. I'm the doctor. I'm the one that just did that surgery." And he was like, looked at me in the sweetest way possible, and he was just like, "Wow, a lady back doctor, good for you." So that's why I became the lady spine doc. So why do I do this? Why do I waste my time? I think for me it's a creative outlet. I love teaching. I don't have medical students or residents, so it allows me to teach and brings awareness to spine problems, inspire future generation, where I still think there's so much negative presence on healthcare and social media too, and I just think it's fun to bring something positive to the table, and even developing patient-centered applications on content, which I've been doing too. So if any of you guys want to start on social media, I think it is definitely here to stay. I think it's so important that we do, because I think it's important that people see different faces in our profession. But I do think it is. So I became popular in the medical staff services a few times. So you have to kind of know your social media policy, and it's hard because we want to sometimes we think things are funny that maybe aren't funny to other people, because we have dark humor, but I always try my best to see when I put something out there, like, how is my colleague going to see this, or my patients even? Am I going to be embarrassed that I'm putting something out there? And and I think that's the most important thing, because we sometimes we do say things crassly that may not be taken the right way, and it's easy to be mistaken and taken the wrong way, especially on platforms like social media. And so you have to be a content consumer to be a good content creator. I love consuming content. I want to lay on my bed for hours and watch TikTok. You have to know what's trending. You want to be authentic. This is my daughter. She loves it too. She's hilarious. But you need to be yourself, be positive, and then I just put a few more videos in here. This is me.
Excuse me, Brian. You're excused. And that's your problem.
This is one of my favorites. This is like 2 years ago. And then here's some with my kids.
Now somebody, anybody, everybody scream.
There's squirrels in my pants.
That girl's got some serious squirrels in her pants.
There's squirrels in my pants.
That's B's favorite video. She'll want me to play it every night.
Human body. I just learned what the appendix is.
What is the appendix?
I forgot what it said.
that's what I really like about it, is I think there's so many young girls out there that don't think. I've had 3 come up to me in the past 24 hours, just medical students, and be like, you know, I really appreciate your content because I've always wanted to be a mom, but I didn't think that I could be a surgeon or be even a doctor. So somebody walking down when I was eating out last night, she's not even in this conference, and she found me and thanked me because she was pre-med and she was going to change her mind because she didn't think she could have a family, and that's just so powerful to me. I involve my team. I think having a team is so important. Those are my PAs and my MAs, and I love those girls. They're so awesome. And treating your team, my attending at Duke, Dr. Bagley, the one thing that he taught me is like, best thing you can do as a physician is take care of your team, because if you take care of your team, they will take care of you, and that's something that I really made an effort to do, because it's true. I mean, they work really hard to support you, and they need to feel the love too. So the benefits I feel like of being on social media, you know, is just patients really, some people may get creeped out by that, but patients feel like they know me before they even come in, like they know my kids' names, and sometimes it's a little weird, but you know, and they like ask me like about, you know, like, hey, you decided to wear that dress. I know you like, we're debating on wearing the green dress. I'm like, yeah. Yes, it is. And then they have it's just this understood trust that's there, which is, I feel like it's so weird, but patients really do. So even if you just have an Instagram and just put, you know, pictures or whatever, they trust people that they feel like they know, and people, you really, I mean, you probably follow people that you feel like they're your best friend and they have no idea who the hell you are. And that's just the way, it's the same thing, and it's kind of cool, and I think it really helps people with their confidence in you. And you know, they've heard me explain certain things. I've had people fly to me from Michigan to have spine defects that any spine surgeon could do, but she really wanted me to do it, and I think that's so cool. So success means authenticity. There's only one you, and we just kind of have to own that. These are all patients that have a story. They're all long-time patients of me, and I just make an effort to treat my patients like I would treat any member of my family, and treat my family how I would treat any of my patients, including my team. And I think patients will find a provider that they bond with. They want to know you, your personality, your passion, and you know what? If they don't want you, that's okay too. That's a hard thing for me, is, you know, when I lose someone to a second opinion, but you know, they need to have trust in who they choose to be their surgeon, and if that's you, that's great. If it's not, that's okay too. And just most importantly, be compassionate. I think people in our industry, in back pain, spine pain, it's such a, it can be a very slippery slope of trying to understand pain. And you know, I try with every patient, if I can help them or if I can't help them, at least be compassionate and let them know that I understand their pain, and we try to do our best to help them. So this is the last time I was in LA on the right when we won the national championship in January. So go Dogs. Anybody, thanks for having me. Anybody have questions?